So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to, this video is about Kendrick Lamar by Degenerocity. Fuck, I don't know, sometimes I can't talk, but it's okay. I'm more than 90% sure that this is going to be talking highly about Kendrick Lamar because, not to sound like a stan or nothing, but what really are we going to say about this man? Negative. Like, a whole 11-minute video? Negative? That doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, let's just get into it.
Top
okay.
three.
See. The top three what?
Favorite artist. And he ain't number 3. Now, I'm not gay, but I'ma just end it there. I don't think there's any artist that is as consistently great as Kendrick. I feel like most artists release a good album and then their very next album is...
No. Wrong guy to use this like example for personally. I don't really think I've ever liked Lil Pump personally.
Either mid or straight up garbage, or they start with a few good projects and then slowly get worse and worse as time goes on. But for Kendrick, that doesn't happen. This man is on a whole different planet. No matter what year this man releases, he will have a top 5 album of that year. Besides 2016, but that doesn't...
I'm not gonna lie. 2016, what did he put out? When did he put out that Green album, Untitled Unmastered? Because motherfuckers was not fucking with that, but I actually fucked with it. I didn't even know them track numbers though.
Count. This man is uncomparable to any new rappers and even most old rappers. And that's why I will never forget when Swoozie, one of the GOAT tubers, in an interview with Obama, compared who's better, Kendrick Lamar or Drake. Drake! This man could have said anybody. He could have said Mario. He could have said Cleveland Brown Jr. At least he beat Kanye in a rap battle. But Drake? The boy lover? The lesbian? Ain't no way.
What?
And I love Swoozie. I've been watching this video since middle school. But I never wanted to choke a man more in my life than when he asked that question. On God. Thank God Obama had a brain and picked Kendrick. If he didn't, I would have had an aneurysm. But I'm going off track. This video is about Kendrick Lamar and why I think he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. And in this video, I'll be going through this man's projects and my experience of being a Kendrick fan and how I feel to his music. And I'll be going through each project from Section 80 to all the way to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And I'll say what I think about this album by the end of the video. And also to anybody wondering,
I reacted to that video if you want to see my reaction. Because I straight up was confused as fuck.
This is not an analytical video. I'm not going to decipher this man's music and life, going through his lyrics word for word, bar for bar, explaining why it's so deep. That would require research. And that's boring! I like music because it sounds good to my ears. Lyrics also being great is an added bonus. Like for example, New York State of Mind by Nas is a great song lyrically and all around in general, just a great song. But Playboy Cardi R.I.P. is better. It's just better. You old heads are probably screaming right now. But yeah, in this video, I'ma just be meat riding Kendrick. Like, I'll explain why I do, but it's mostly meat riding. I've been a Kendrick fan since middle school. I started listening to him in the first few months after To Pimp a Butterfly came out. And
really? Middle school, To Pimp a Butterfly? I was 16. Damn, you're young. Middle school. But I've been listening to Kendrick since he came out. That Control verse is where I really started to listen to him. But I was like 12. I don't know. Maybe my math is off.
And I fell in love instantly. Pause, but low-key unpause because he is the GOAT. And I listened to Kendrick everywhere. At school, on the bus, at home. I put him on the aux whenever my mom let me. He would not leave my rotation. And I was listening to other artists too. Like, I was really into Tyler, the Creator during this time. But this was pre-Flower Boy, so I couldn't exactly play his music on the aux. But Kendrick was always playing, because none of his projects missed. Section 80, a 2011 classic introducing the world to Kendrick and what he can do with that banging hit, ADHD. Something I could relate to. Every song on this project kind of fills me with light nostalgia because the vibes, man, the vibes! The vibes of this record is unmatched. This album feels like you're driving through a city night road. By the way, I'm not good at describing stuff I like. I'm sorry. You just gotta take my word for it. Section 80 is a great album, and Good Kid, Mad City is even better. Why? It's because some of the greatest hip-hop songs are on this album. Backseat Freestyle, Going So Hard, I'm clapping my cheeks. Mad City makes me want to go crazy. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is a vibe. This is a perfect album. Every single song here is great. Even Poetic Justice. And Drake's on it. But this was during the time when he was still making good music. This album is a classic. It has a little something for everybody. And it was most definitely best album of that year. What about the money store? Psh, get a load of this fucking idiot. This man's music taste is super different, guys. He likes listening to people doodling microphones for music. I actually like the money store though. It's their only good album. After Good Kid, Mad City, we were met with another classic, but a classic among classics. To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm gonna need a minute to talk about this because this is my favorite album of all time, or at least it's tied in first place with The College Dropout. I have never listened to an album like this that was, dare I say, oh, if you can say the N-word, looking like that. Like literally. I thought Logic was white when I first listened to him. And when I heard Metropolis for the first time, out of nowhere, he was like, who are these niggas? And when listening, I was like, hey! Is this allowed? Are my eyes deceiving me? And then the very next song played, and then he said he was biracial, and I was like, oh, alright, that's cool. Anyways, To Pimp a Butterfly is an amazing album. Each and every song on here, I feel, was perfected lyrically and production. Every song on this album has a purpose, discussing a bigger narrative of the race problems that happen in America that is still clearly a problem to this day. And the album does it in a not preachy way because the songs on their own genuinely sound amazing. It's not just Kendrick preaching into a mic over a beat. That would be boring. Songs like Alright and King Kunta are straight bops. These Walls is also an amazing song. Just don't play the first minute of the song on aux in a car with your coworkers. I definitely didn't.
No, or your mother. And it, all of that shit, bruh. I would be like...
Didn't do that. Every song on here is just amazing. And also how each song ends in a poem, and the poem gets longer and longer after each song. You know that... I remember you was conflicted.
Misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same. Abusing my power full of resentment. Resentment turned to fuck.
Misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same. Abusing my power full of resentment. Resentment that turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in a hotel room. And on the last song of the album, he reads the entire poem. And it turns out he was telling the poem to Tupac! Tupac! This is the greatest album of all time. This album is so good that it changed my perspective of the race issues in America entirely. And since it changed me like that, this is now Dr. Umar Johnson's second channel. I will no longer tolerate any more ignorance from my brothers and sisters. First topic of discussion, interracial marriage. If I catch another brother marrying a white woman, damn, brother, you're more black than me. Carry on. Because behind every strong black D1 athlete is an even stronger white woman. Nah, but seriously, To Pimp a Butterfly is tied with my favorite album of all time. And it's something that everyone should listen to. This is an album you won't regret hearing. And then I'ma skip really Untitled Unmastered. This is a great compilation album. I love it. And now we're at Damn. When I first listened to Damn, I was like, damn, this is good. Of course, not as good as Good Kid, Mad City, or my literal favorite album of all time, but this is still a great project. I don't know what else to say other than it's really good. I got loyalty in my DNA. You will never hear me dissing Kendrick. This project definitely had enough hits and replayability for us to wait 5 years for the next one. 5 long years, half a decade of no new Kendrick album.
I had food.
And it's not like we needed it. This man has already proven himself to be one of the greatest ever with his previous albums. It wouldn't matter how good this album was, cause that GOAT title will always reign over his head. I mean, it's still raining over Eminem's head, and he's released not so good music as of late. And now we're here at Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. His most vibey album since his first. Every single track on here is a vibe. What else you want me to say? I am not no critic. I can't think of big words to describe music I like. I just like every song on this album just cause I do. Some more than others, but it's still a great album. We got disc 1, Mr. Morale, with bops like damn near every track. N95 just goes hard. Worldwide Steppers with this weird ass beat that I'm just entranced with. United Grief is a goated intro to the album. Die Hard is just, I love that song. It's just a vibe. Disc 2, The Big Steppers, is equally as good. Silent Hill always on my repeat. Mr. Morale just goes.
He gonna say, what's the one with? Savior.
Hard. Mirror is a great conclusion to the album. And the controversial
Savior.
track, Auntie Diaries. Now, I understand its controversy, but I still think it's a really good song with a good message. And me personally, if I was at a Kendrick concert and he passed me the mic for this song, as respectfully as possible, I'll yell the words, fat! That's a joke, don't cancel. But in other words, this is another great Kendrick album. Like, come on, man, the vibes! And I've seen people say, yeah, it's a great album, but it's probably his worst one yet. And I hate that mindset being said for at least people like Kendrick. Cause I feel like that just underplays how good the album actually is. Kendrick has literally never disappointed with none of his albums. He is the most consistent rapper in this day and age. My favorite artist of all time is Kanye. Now, I love Kanye, but Kendrick's lows are way higher than Kanye's lows. So I don't like saying this is their worst project, which I don't even agree with, by the way, because literally every Kendrick album is great, including Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I have seen very little artists that are as
he's so artistic, bro. He's so
consistently amazing as Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar is legitimately, no question, one of the greatest rappers of all time. I'm not even gonna rank his albums because that'll be downplaying the rest of his albums. They are all goated cause he's the GOAT. I'm tired of seeing comparisons of Kendrick to J. Cole or Travis or
No, they shouldn't compare J. Cole and Kendrick, but they're J. Cole rate under
Drake
Kendrick.
because Kendrick ain't like them. He's built different. He is the greatest. And in conclusion, I would suck his dick.
Alright. Alright. But yeah, Kendrick really has never disappointed me for real. He really hasn't. He always brings something new and innovative and surprising and it just sucks you in as soon as you start listening to it. I don't think anything was wrong with Mr. Morale. I really don't. It was just a deeper album. I don't think people always want to listen to deep shit, but that really doesn't have anything to do with him, and you can't say it's a bad album. Just say it's not something you don't want to listen to. You don't want to be in your feelings right now. Fuck. You feel me? But yeah, I fuck with Kendrick so hard. Like I said, it's Kendrick and it's J. Cole. J. Cole is like right there. And then Drake is under them, but really, there's a lot more. Like, I don't know. Drake is fire to me, but like I said, Kendrick better. Just honestly, just being honest. But anyways, this was a dope ass video. I think I can like analyze how I feel, or like verbalize how I feel better than just it's a vibe. But I feel where he was coming from, and I could like understand his like points and everything. So, anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.